All right, going live. Let's see if they can hear me. Okay, can you hear me now?
I can let you know. Okay, say something.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, good.
Okay, yes. Okay, thank you. Please forgive me, everyone. I was having some technical issues with my tablet that we used last week, and for whatever reason, it didn't want to act right tonight. I'm going to be respectful of your time. Like we were talking about earlier, for the next few weeks, we're going to be talking about family and community. Last week, we talked about how single uh, parent households have impacted communities all over the country, all over the world. And what the negative, we looked at the data and the statistics of the negative impact that it's had in so many different areas in our communities. And tonight we want to continue that frame of thought in terms of family and community. And tonight we're talking about how violence is unacceptable. I know we live in a very violent country. This country was founded on violence. It's in our DNA in this country. It's in our blood. We love guns. We love war. You know, it's just in our DNA how we process things, how we think in this country. If you've had an opportunity to travel different places around the world, as I have, police don't even carry guns in certain places around the world. Guns are illegal in many nations, many countries around the world. They don't have gun violence issues like we do in this country. We might want to move that. Um, so that's one of the issues that I know we have to have a conversation about. But I want to um, give you some data, and also I want to give you some programs that some major cities around the country have put in place to help with the violence issue. And maybe that's something that you and we can lead those sort of programs, adopt those sort of programs to make those changes in our communities. You know, I've done so many things throughout my life to help impact my community, you know, working with boys and girls clubs, having kids come in, recruiting kids from certain neighborhoods, gang infested, drug infested neighborhoods, to get them out of those neighborhoods, get them playing sports, get them tutoring, helping them with things in school, being their advocate at school, and a number of different other things. When I was pastoring, there's a number of programs we had in place to really help and impact our communities. Let me move this. Um, so I'm well aware, you know, I volunteer with um, Concerned Black Men National in my fraternity. We have my fraternity. We have I don't know where that came from. We have the Omega Gents program where we go out and mentor and work with young Black and brown boys in the inner city in Oakland, California. I haven't been really active in that the past couple years, but have done that. Do a number of houseless outreach in our communities. But there's some things that I read and saw that I said, you know what, this could really make an impact. So let's have a conversation about it. Let's talk about it. But I want to give you some data and some statistics and some of the things that we don't talk about very often as well. So gun violence and police related fatalities, excuse me, from 2019 to 2023, Black Americans suffered approximately 54,918 firearm homicides and 66,817 total gun deaths. And that's from data from Giffords. Um, I want you to think about that for a minute, because sometimes we hear numbers and we hear data and we overlook it. We don't think about it. It's something that really doesn't cross our mind. But that is an incredible number. I mean, 5 murders is too much.
Yeah.
6 murders is too much. You know, life is precious. You know, and sometimes we're desensitized about death and violence because we see it all the time on TV. It's in the music that our young people listen to. It's in the movies and the television programming because we have such a violent culture, right? Like I said, like many of you, I've traveled around the world, and you don't have that kind of programming on television in other places around the world. I get it. This is a free society, capitalistic society. I get all of that. But we also have to consider the ills
Yeah.
that those things cause and bring about in our communities. Unarmed Black civilians are 3 times more likely than their white counterparts to be shot and killed by police. This is one that we don't talk about enough. Intimate partner and domestic violence. Approximately 29.1% of African American females experience intimate partner violence, physical assault, rape, or stalking in their lifetimes. That's 29.1% of all African American women in this country.
Mm.
You have to agree with me that 29% is way too much. That's a third of our women having to go through some sort of violence in a partnership relationship. Violence. It's unacceptable.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable. One thing that bothers me, always has, it does something in the pit of my stomach. When I hear that some sort of violent act has been done against a woman or a child, it triggers something in me. And that's the manhood in me. We're called as men to protect and provide, right? Same thing with women. Women, they're nurturers. They protect, they provide for their household. I want you to think about that for a minute. 29%. We got to do something about that. That's way too high a number. 2% is too high, right? We should have the cognitive ability, the love, the empathy in our hearts to say, you know what, violence under any circumstance is completely unacceptable.
Yeah.
53%, 53.6% to be exact, of Black women and 57.6% of Black men experience contact sexual violence, physical violence, and or stalking by an intimate partner during their lifetimes. Now, as I did the research, of course, the reason why men have such a high number is because, of course, a number of men in our communities belong to the LGBTQ community. And in their relationships, sometimes they face violent acts.
Yeah.
No one deserves violent acts to be committed against them. I don't care who you are. You're a human being. Me being a minister, a former pastor, we're all made in the image and likeness of God, right? So I don't understand how you're going to beat up on God.
Okay. Yeah.
Black women are murdered at nearly 3 times the rate of white women. More than 40% of Black women have experienced physical, intimate partner violence. Over 20% have been raped. Black women are 2.5 times more likely to be murdered by men than their white counterparts. Now, I want you to make sure you jump in the chat. Some of you have some strong feelings about this. Share those feelings. You may have some testimonies. Please share those. You may have some ideas on how we can prevent this. Please jump in the chat and share those as well. Another set of data points we need to look at, because we talked about this last week, how our children are impacted by growing up in single parent households. Black children, are disproportionately affected by violence. They are 3 times more likely than white children to be victims of reported child abuse or neglect, robbery, and 5 times more likely to be victims of homicide. That's a problem, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. That is a problem. Over 24% of Black children have an incarcerated parent.
Mm.
Think about that for a minute. That's a quarter of our population A quarter of our children have a parent in this country that is incarcerated, compared to 11% for Hispanic children and just 4% for white children. Now, that data will tell you, oh, well, that must mean that black people are just that much more violent and they have so many other, issues in their community, blah, blah, blah. No, there's a whole nother subject for another day, the over policing of our communities, the wrongfully incarcerated. I've
Mhm.
experienced that, not myself personally, but family and friends. Um, Thank God for DNA that's come into play. It's not working fast enough for those who have been wrongfully incarcerated, but that primarily happens in our community. Of course, we know why. There's an entire system set up. Uh, we call it systemic racism, designed to destroy us and our people. All right. And I don't want to turn this into a race issue because that's not what this is about. We're talking about how we can correct
Yeah.
an issue, a problem that is just unacceptable. And I don't understand how we continue uh, to go about our lives knowing that we have these issues going on and we're not doing anything about it. And I'll be the first one to raise my hand that I'm guilty. I need to be doing more right now.
Yeah.
We need to be doing more right now to make sure that every life is valued. Now, for all of my Bible thumpers out there, for all of my evangelicals out there who make the argument, the right to life and, against abortion and all those things, hey, I believe in that. I believe uh, that, you know, abortion is a problem, but I also believe we live in a free society, a capitalistic society, and in this society, people have a choice. And that's not even the point I'm trying to get to. The point I'm trying to get to is you're thumping your Bible about an unborn child, but when uh, uh, a black man or a black woman is killed by a police officer, I don't hear the uproar. I don't hear the outrage. But the minute you say something about an unborn child,
Right. Right.
it's an issue.
Yeah.
It's about life, whether it's an unborn child or a 30-year-old man or woman or a 50-year-old man. It doesn't matter. Life is important from conception all the way until we expire and it's time for us to go and be with our maker.
Yeah.
Now, there's just a ton of statistics. I would suggest that you do, some of your own research about this, just alarming stuff going on in our communities. But I want to look at a couple of things that I saw where some cities are having some success, major cities, places like New York, Baltimore, Chicago. And Chicago a few years ago was experiencing 15,000 murders a year, primarily in our communities. I mean, we were in an uproar in New Orleans when we
Yeah.
had 350 murders. Now, of course, this is per capita. New Orleans was considered for many years the murder capital of the country, of the world. And we were upset with 350 murders. And you got 10,000, 12,000, 15,000 murders taking place in Chicago alone. That is a health crisis. That is
Mm-hmm.
a healthcare crisis.
Yeah.
So we see in Baltimore, Baltimore took their violence issue and addressed it as a public health issue. So they launched this program, a public health centered anti-violence strategy in 2021. Baltimore achieved its lowest homicide rate in over 50 years, with homicides dropping nearly 23% and non-fatal shootings dropped 20% in the first half of 2025 compared to 2024.
So what did they do? They turned it
That's
into.
what we're about to get into right
Okay.
now. The group violence reduction strategy is what it was called. It started in 2022. It paired social services like life coaching
Mm.
and job assistance. Now, we don't think about life coaching and job assistance, okay? Part of the ills with violence is the lack of opportunities in certain communities. Um, not being able to participate, if you will, in what we call the American dream for a number of different reasons, because we've isolated communities, we've cut communities off, and we've disregarded communities. Once again, disregarding life for my pro-life people, disregarding life. We're supposed to care for life from conception or inception all the way through, right? So what they did was they combined life coaching and job assistance with law enforcement. And in 2024, Baltimore recorded 201 homicides, the lowest number in over a decade. You know how many people would be jumping for joy? A major city like Baltimore, and violent crimes, murders go down, and they only experienced 201 homicides. That is incredible. Chicago, they instituted a READY initiative. That's READI. And that initiative was launched initially in North Lawndale, Chicago. And the READY program, it partnered with different groups, and it decreased gun violence by 58% from 2021 to 2022. Participants in the Choose to Change program that they initiated had 48% fewer violent crimes and arrests and 32% fewer school misconduct incidents. Those who participated in this program, they experienced 63% fewer arrests and 19% fewer victimizations due to school shootings and homicides. Now, what did they do? They put in a trauma-informed cognitive behavior therapy for the high-risk youth to cut violent crime and arrest in certain communities in Chicago. They piloted it and tested and began to see tremendous results. Now, what did they do? Those young men who are at risk for violence, being in gangs, robbery, drug dealing, all of those things, they fast-tracked those kids. Those who wanted to come in and get in the program, they fast-tracked them with training. They supported them with housing. They had housing initiatives. They supported them with getting their GED and getting a trade and fast tracking them in job training. And while they were in job training, they were getting paid, they were getting housing assistance, and they were being put on a track to be properly helped to get to the next level. See, we don't think in those terms. We think in those terms of, oh man, you got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Oh, I get it. The problem is that a lot of us don't have any boots, so we don't have straps to pull them up. But we'll send billions of dollars to this place and that place, and we got communities right here in our own country that are suffering because we haven't taken the time to put in good programs and start really good initiatives to help our people. There's one here locally that I was made aware of. They started it 3 years ago in Fairfield, Sassoon area where we live. It's called, what is it called? Shop with a Cop.
Shop with a Cop.
Shop with a Cop. They started this 3 years ago. So the school district got together with the police department and Dick's Sporting Goods. Now, if you don't like Dick's Sporting Goods, you've never been there, you don't go there, please start patronizing Dick's Sporting Goods, because they are sponsoring a program in this area where they give resources to kids and families in need in our communities to come in, and a police officer will take each individual kid on a shopping spree for school supplies at Dick's, and Dick's pays for it. Now, there's a couple of things going on with this program, right? Our children are being taught at a young age, and our police officers are being trained to think differently when they see us, because now they've spent time with us, even as little kids, elementary school kids, middle school kids, high school kids, they begin to see us differently. It's called Shop with a Cop. That's something that could be instituted in a number of different communities. It probably is
Yeah.
around the country. But when I saw that, I'm like, hey, sign me on. I want to be a part of that. I want to support that in any way that I can. All right, that's what I had. I know time is well spent. I really don't want to go this long, but I really wanted to address this issue in our community. It's about family and community. And for our non Black friends and family who are on this call, I'm happy that you're on this call. And you need to hear this because you may not be really aware of some of the things that are causing these ills. And not only is it impacting our community, if we're not careful, it can impact communities outside. It could very well impact your community, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes, so yeah, put your thoughts in the chat. Um, Michelle is going to help me, and I'm going to take a look at what's in the chat. And before we get into that discussion, Michelle is going to come on. She has a thought to share with us. She has an inspiring, encouraging word. I really wanted her to be a part of this so she can come in and change the dynamic a little bit, right? Lighten the mood, if you will, a little bit, because these meaningful conversations, they're heavy as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Because all of us have been impacted by this. I was talking to my youngest brother the other day, and we were talking about a family member, Larry, little Larry, who used to follow me around, younger cousin of mine.
Hmm.
And I left and went off to the military, and he got involved in drug trafficking in the city in New Orleans, and he was murdered. And I came home to go to his funeral. I couldn't believe what I saw. He was in the casket with a gold grill, chains, earrings in the casket. Okay. And I'm like, this is not the Larry I know. I've only been gone a couple years. And the streets grabbed him, and he's, you know, selling drugs, things of that nature. Also, something that I haven't gotten over. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, forgive me if I have. Um, But I had a friend of mine when I was in middle school, in junior high. We played on a basketball team together at the school, Wendell Fervin.
Mm.
He was the two guard. I was a point guard on our junior high team. And he was murdered. He was dating a white girl, and some white guys grabbed him, beat him to death, dropped him off on his mother's door in the middle of the night. She woke up the next morning, early in the morning, because if I remember correctly, she was a nurse, and found her son dead on her doorstep. I knew the family well. I'd been to his house. He'd been to my home. Played sports with his older brothers. They were, like big brothers to us all. And as far as I know, to this day, his murder hadn't been solved. Now, can you imagine if that was someone else from another community? If they couldn't find the person who did it, they were going to put it on somebody. Somebody was going to get that charge.
That part.
Okay.
That part.
And of course, there's many other stories all of us have. We've lost family, friends, classmates. You see that spot? Where's that coming from? Probably from the glare.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I took it
All
down.
right.
So.
All right. Thank you. Okay. So before we get into the comments,
comments or
no, before we get into the comments, give us some thoughts, give us some inspiration, if you will.
So on another note, thank you all for tuning in again. I actually had the opportunity to visit my family at home this past 5 days. And when I tell you we had a ball, we celebrated my mom's 80th birthday, and we had a great time, family, friends. I mean, we ate, we laughed, and they sang. Devin's best friend, Jason, he actually came down from Baton Rouge, and he played my mom's piano and my aunties, and we all just sang different gospel songs. And she really, really, really enjoyed herself. Spending time with my boys, my three sons, man. We just loved on each other, and my
The
and my
grandbabies.
granddaughters and my grandsons. I forgot to, well, not forgot, but I missed seeing one of my grandsons. Happy birthday, Josiah. Um, I miss seeing him. I miss seeing my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law. I was running around so much trying to get, things together. But we spent some really good quality time. I mean, when I tell you we loved on each other, we had a ball. We talked about old stories and stuff, and we we had a great time. So based on, yeah, well needed for sure, Chad, for sure. Based on the information that Devin provided, that stuff means a lot. Family, and my friends are considered my family. I don't just have friends; I consider my friends family. And when one falls, the other one should be there to pick up,
Yeah.
pick up the slack, help one another. But and when depending on the capacity, just be there. If it's no more than a phone call, a plate of food or whatever it is, that's what we are supposed to be, you know, in the position to do, with one another. And I love, 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 love my, oh my gosh, I have three granddaughters, and let me tell you something, they just stole my heart. Oh my gosh. I mean, I love those girls. They are beautiful, very, 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 very smart girl. All of my grandchildren are very smart, very intelligent, and we also they had the opportunity. My grandmother's brother, which will be turning 90, I think, in a couple of months, he actually came to
I
my
saw
mom's
that.
party.
I saw that.
So it was good,
Hmm.
being with him as well. On my mom's side, I just have my Uncle Bright, which is my mom's sister's husband. They were married for over 50 years or so. My auntie passed away, but other than that, my great uncle, that's pretty much what I
Hmm.
have as far as uncles. So
Hmm.
it was great spending time with him. My brothers, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We had a ball. My brothers in laws,
Yeah.
my sister in laws were
Hmm.
sisters in love. We had a
Hmm.
ball, got the opportunity to spend time with my baby boy's girlfriend, beautiful young lady, very smart, very intelligent. Can't wait to be in her company again. My daughter in law, Jazz. I mean, they treated me like a queen. I got to see some family members that I hadn't seen before.
What you saying? You don't get treated like a queen here?
Mm,
That's what you're
I
saying?
do, but
That doesn't sound like you're saying. But also, I want to jump
no.
in. I want to jump in here and send our thoughts, our prayers to Waddell Brignac.
Yeah,
His mom passed away
Thursday.
a couple days ago.
Yeah,
So we want to lift him and his
the
family
Brignac
up. The
family. Yeah,
Brignac
I got time
family
to
back in
spend
New
time with
Orleans.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it was.
anyway,
Yeah,
yeah, let's
it
let's
was
get to this, baby,
okay.
because time is well spent. Are you able to help me with?
Let's start from the top, sugar. I
Yeah,
got it.
you got it.
So initially, hey, Kara, glad everything the technical difficulties. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
we
please
don't know
forgive me
what
for that.
happened. We
Yeah,
we still don't know what
I'm
happened
not
with
sure.
that. But based on what Kara says, a mother of three black men, it's always on my mind. Thank you for discussing this. I'm a mother, Kara, as
Hey,
well, of three
sweetheart,
black men as well. So trust me,
Kyra's
I
on
feel
here.
it.
Kyra's
That
on here.
Kara.
Oh, Dr. K.
Oh
Dr. K, I thought you were talking about our niece.
my God.
Okay.
And Toby also said children exposed to violence, either they're going to be the ones to repeat it or, become victims.
Mhm.
And in our hopes, it's like if you have a father that's an alcoholic, usually the son will be an alcoholic, or the son will be like, I will never take a drink because
Mhm.
of what they experience. So it
Mhm.
could, either go, either way. And we would hope and pray that it would go the right way.
Okay, what else we got?
Let's see. The 29% that you mentioned that you reported, she said is
Mhm.
probably much higher
Mhm.
than that percentage. And Dr. Kara is saying, comes, you have to educate, communicate,
Mhm.
empower, and support. And she also says it starts at home.
Yes, yes. 29% is way too high. And And Dr. K, you think it's higher than that? My goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got work to do. We have work to do because our most precious commodity, right, are the women in our communities. They make I can get a house, but our women make it a home for us, right? Make it a home for our children and keep that legacy going, keep the heritage going, all those things. What else we got? Because we've
Yeah.
been on a while.
Toby
Lady.
did mention that that program that Baltimore implemented is a great strategy. That definitely is. Cuz mentioned, she said, we have to more productive programs, of course, for the children and young people to support and encourage them. Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Toby also mentioned if we only see violence as belonging to one race, we miss the bigger picture. That it's a human problem
Yes.
that requires human solutions.
Yes.
Compassion, accountability, and healing across all communities.
Yeah, and that's a good point because there's actually more murders and violent acts committed per capita by white Americans than Black Americans, but we don't really hear those stories being told. We don't hit a date on that. So you're absolutely right, my brother.
Yeah. And Chad said it's definitely well needed. Jacora's out here being messy talking about choir rehearsal tomorrow.
So you got to get off and go to bed. You going to bed this early?
Choir rehearsal. He's talking about me choir rehearsal because I told him he was singing for my mom.
Oh, okay.
My choir rehearsal. Jacora, he been trying, and Toby picking and been trying to get me to join the choir for the last, at least one choir. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. Toby also was saying that how amazing it was. Her mom thanks you, Toby, for the gift as well. With family and the love, especially when you live far away. That's some of the hardest things for me. When I go home, I don't want to come back, because you never get a chance to visit and see everybody. My good friend Patchy was there. My sister, man, we had a ball. Me and Mildred, we had a wonderful time.
Excuse me. Everyone, please like, subscribe, follow the channel. Make some comments about the channel when you get a chance to, about the episode. That's really going to help the algorithm push our content out to others that they'll tune in. And great news. This past week, since we had the last podcast, I haven't gone and taken a look, but we had, the last time I looked, it was about 80 views. So after the podcast, we had about 80 views. People went up and actually viewed that particular episode. So thank you for that, for sharing and liking and subscribing.
My good friend Cheryl, she did say she's thanking us both for taking the time, to discuss this devastating issue that has personally impacted her life. So since we're still praying for you, praying with you, I can't even imagine, but we're here for you.
Yes.
That's
what the community is for, to support each other through these things and discuss, how we can help each other and how we can make this better, not only for us, but for everyone, like Toby mentioned.
And she's still, as of today, they're still investigating her son's, I hate to use the word murder, but that's pretty much what it was. So sis, we love you.
Yes.
We love you.
Yes.
I've been knowing Cheryl since elementary school. We love you, sis.
Yes.
And Chad said that we have to be intentional with parenting.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is your friend Larry Jones?
And that's my cousin, Larry.
Oh, your cousin Larry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the cousin Larry that I was talking about who was murdered, that's Larry Jones' first cousin.
Okay.
Yeah, they first cousins. Yeah, they're, matter of fact, Larry Jones' dad was my godfather, and the Larry who died, his mother, Tanu, was actually my godmother.
Wow.
So Larry, good to see you on, brother. Good to see you on. He's in Dallas now.
All right.
Yeah. What else we have?
Cheryl also
Oh,
mentioned.
one
Go
other
ahead,
thing.
babe.
Larry, I did get in touch with Lanai. His daughter is out here, and man, I'm gonna give you a sucker punch next time I see you, because I'm talking to her and she's telling me she's been out here 2 years, and you just telling me that she's out here. So we're gonna go and have dinner with her. She's gonna cook dinner for us, or we're gonna go take them out somewhere. Her and Jonathan, her boyfriend. So yeah, we connected with her and looking forward to spending time with her. I'm sorry. What
Yeah.
else you had?
Cheryl also mentioned help us to coin the phrase of crimes of opportunity rather than black on black crime.
Mm,
Yeah.
interesting. Interesting. Say that again.
Help us to coin the phrase of crime, the phase of crimes
Mhm.
of opportunity rather than black on black crimes.
Mm. Okay, this is it here.
Yeah.
Help us coin the phrase crimes of opportunity rather than.
Yeah.
Cheryl, I'll be interested in you giving us a little bit more information. Elaborate, if you
Yeah.
will, a little bit more on that, because I'm not exactly sure what you're saying. So if you don't mind typing in, just elaborate a little bit more on
Oh,
that
she said
for
help
us.
us coin the phrase of crimes of opportunity rather than black on black crimes.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm still not
yeah.
understanding that phrase
So
of crimes.
the phrase of crimes of opportunity. So maybe that's something that they may have told her or something, or
Mhm.
yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, if you can, Cheryl,
Yeah,
if you don't mind, type that in, because I'd be interested to understand that, because I'm not
yeah,
understanding what you mean there, and I want to make sure I'm understanding.
yeah. Dr. K said, yes, I do because many rapes and abuse goes unreported. I
Yes, that's
counsel
true.
many women
That's
over
true.
the years.
Hmm. That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah,
That's true. And if you get a chance to, once again, Dr. K has a podcast. It's a beautiful podcast, really good information, speaking to the issues that women face and how to overcome those issues. Dr. K is one of the smartest, brightest people that I've met. So it's worth tuning in, following her podcast. Anyone else have a
yes.
podcast,
Oh,
creating content out there? Put it in the chat so we can know about that and participate and follow and support you in some of the things that you're doing.
yeah. Ja'Cory's comment is right there. He said that they caught his brother's killer, but it honestly doesn't get any easier. It's a
Yes,
long battle and process.
absolutely, absolutely. See, this is a
Yeah,
thing that we don't talk about either. We don't talk about the trauma that takes place in our families, our network of friends.
yeah,
When something like that happens, it's horrible. It's horrible,
yeah. It's
and we we need therapy. We go through those things. We need help. We weren't designed to do this alone. God created us. He designed us to be in community. You
mm,
hear that old African adage. It takes a village to raise a child. That is so true.
yeah,
We need each other, and we need this connective tissue to be able to support each other. Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Supporting each other,
Yes, and
definitely.
not tearing each other down. My sister, my baby sister, posted something on Facebook earlier about some things that she's dealing with, and maybe some others. And instead of people being empathetic and figuring out a way to support
Yeah,
what she's talking about, people want to be judgmental, and they want to jump in immediately and give advice. And sometimes we just need someone to listen to us.
yeah,
We need someone to reach out to us and figure out what we need instead of trying to tell us what we need. Uh, that's critical.
yeah,
That's so critical.
definitely.
Yes.
Kara also mentioned she lost her father to gun violence.
Mm.
Wow. And she was
Six
6 years
years old.
old.
Wow. I was there when he was found. Still remember the night his killer was never found.
Wow.
I'm sorry, so sorry to hear that, Dr.
Yeah.
K. I grew up in housing projects developments as a kid growing up until I turned 18 and left. And my mom had a close friend who was murdered by her boyfriend, and he left her on the ground, um, on the street in the project. So
Wow.
I saw that body as a kid, someone who we were close to, and so many other. I was working for a company. The headquarters was in Metairie, which
Mhm.
is a suburb of New Orleans, and I get to work that morning, and the lady who worked in the front office, her husband was there, and they had split up, and he apparently hadn't been able to get in touch with her. And as I'm getting out my car, he gets out of his car and walks up to her truck and starts shooting, and killed her that morning right in front of a bunch of us going into the office. And there's so many other examples where I've actually seen murder take place, and that's traumatic. And that's why violence is unacceptable, because not only do we lose this precious life that God gave this life, and none of us should have the right to be able to take that away, but also those left behind have all of
Yeah.
this trauma that we have to process and deal with and overcome.
Yeah.
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 Anything else?
That's it.
That's it. Well, everyone, thank you for joining in with us. I apologize once again for the technical issues that we had earlier with my tablet.
Don't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure, the volume wasn't working for whatever reason. Uh, but appreciate you joining with us. Like I said, please subscribe, like, share, follow, and make sure you comment on these episodes so we can get that algorithm working.
Yeah.
It's really starting to pick up on Instagram. I'm getting a lot of views, impressions, and feedback on some of the things that I'm doing there, as well as on Facebook and on LinkedIn as well. So thank you all for
Thank you,
being with us.
cousin
Yeah.
Gail.
Once again, we're gonna
Thank
tighten
you
this
guys
up.
so
I know
much.
we had 58 minutes, actually longer than that, because we were on the tablet and didn't have any volume.
Yeah.
And we fine tuning this. I want to get this to around 20, 25, 30 minutes of your time. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Okay. Next Wednesday, same time, same place. And we're going to continue to talk about our family, our community, and how we change some
Yeah.
things in our community. Okay. Love you all. Have a good night.
Thank you
Okay.
guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you guys on Facebook. Diane, Edith, cousin.